Um, Next story on the list is from GameIndustry.biz, reporting from Marie D'Alessandri. A French consumer protection agency is suing Nintendo for planned obsolescence of the Joy-Con drift. You guys can figure out what this story is all about. We've been talking for years at this point about Joy-Con drift, joystick drift. And so UFC, not the fighting organization, but
they had it. They're going to go fight everybody at Nintendo.
UFC K Choisir announced that it is suing Nintendo for planned obsolescence and anti-consumer practices. So they said, quote, the nature of the failure, how frequently it occurs for players, the limited lifespan of the products, and the manufacturer's inertia despite being informed of the defect, these are all characteristics of planned obsolescence practices at Nintendo, end quote. And that is what they are going after.
Mm-hmm. And the article notes as well that between the beginning of this problem and now, Nintendo has actually updated the Joy-Cons, but they took no steps to address this known issue, which that's part of that. And I'm kind of like, well, good. Nintendo kind of needs a kick in the rear on this one. Like, get your crap together. I've got another Nintendo controller going bad right now, and it ticks me off because I don't know if it still works this way, but the first time I had to send it in, I had to send the whole Switch in. I couldn't just send the Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that's the thing about it, and especially with are people with Switch Lites experiencing the same drift? Because I think it had something to do with the way that they build the joystick itself and not just the Joy-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Switch Lite was added into the free repair as soon as it was within a month of launching, I think. And the problem is that the joysticks are not airtight, so dust and stuff gets down in there, and some mechanical components are wearing out faster than they should be.
I'm ignorant, I'll admit, but would that not just be a simple manufacturing fix to say we're gonna add some sort of layer between these connection points to make it airtight so that dust can't get into it?
It seems that way, but I'm not a manufacturer either.
I wonder what the cost associated with that is.
I'm sure it's astronomical, but I'm sure it's probably lower than a lawsuit is gonna get them for. So, and the fact that if this lawsuit sticks, they're not only gonna have to pay a fine for it, but I'm sure that they'll have to address the issue itself.
Yep.
You can't continue to sell the controller with these issues.
Stafidi says in the chat, plus a lot of people may not think about repairs, and controllers are expensive AF. And my personal feeling on this is that that's what Nintendo is banking on.
Yeah, it's a feature, not a bug, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want you to send your console in. We want you to just go buy new Joy-Cons. But it gets a little trickier with the Switch Lite when the solution is you got to buy a whole new freaking console in order for it to work. And not only do you have to buy a whole new console, but you can't migrate your saves over to this. And I've heard stories about people who've sent in their whole system to get the Joy-Con replaced, and then they get it back and it's been wiped. Mm-hmm. Or their save files have been corrupted and stuff. So it's a mess, and I am all for anything that is going to benefit the consumers. So I hope the UFC kicks their ass.
Yeah, I'm again thankful that I'm not able to kind of go out and about either. I started having this issue recently with my Switch, and now I just don't even play it in handheld. I just play it on the TV, which is sad because I'd much rather be playing Hades in my bed. But the planned obsolescence thing has always been really frustrating to me, especially as a user of Apple products. It's not exactly a secret that iPhones are kind of prone to this in particular, I guess.
Well, they were actually sued and successfully sued.
Yeah, they were.
Over their planned obsolescence with their batteries.
Yeah, I still feel like it's an issue. But yeah, I'm glad that someone is actually glad is probably not the right word, but I think you're right, Larry. Nintendo does sometimes need a reminder that they can't just really do whatever they want, that sometimes someone will snap back at them. So unfortunately, I'm sure already too many people have just gone out and bought new controllers or kind of gone through the hassle of sending in their system only to have it completely wiped at this point. But something needs to change because clearly they haven't taken the initiative themselves.